Welcome, everybody, to another episode of On the Range podcast with War HOGG Tactical and Kelley Defense. My name is Mark Kelley, joined as always for the 100th time is my lifelong friend and co-host, Rick Hogg. How's it going, buddy?
Man, Mark, it is going great. Just want to thank the viewers out there for giving us your most precious commodity, your time, tuning in for 100 crazy episodes. And man, this is going to be great looking back at those. But don't forget, guys, if you like what you're seeing here, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, hit that rating, review, leave us a thumbs up emoji, do something just to help this whole crazy algorithm. And as we kind of go back and look at, flashbacks here, I got to thank you guys for all your support. We are in the top 3% of all podcasts globally, looking to grow up, more and more each day, but we do that via you guys. So appreciate all your support.
Yeah, man, I second that. Wherever you're at today, thank you for making us part of your day. And you know what? Go to the Patreon page and join the Patreon community. Go to patreon.com/On the Range podcast for exclusive content, videos, early access to the audio podcasts. We also have personal interaction with Rick and I, which we always enjoy speaking with the patrons. It's just a great time. So go check it out again at patreon.com/On the Range podcast. And today's 100th special extravaganza episode is brought to you by True Classic Tees. I'm wearing another one today. Rick and I have found our go-to tees. We're t-shirt guys, plain and simple. And these are the softest, the most comfortable t-shirt that I've ever worn. And we're super happy to have them as part of our team, aren't we, Rick?
Yeah, buddy. And looking forward to getting mine back from my my silk-string guy. Some new War HOGG logos on there, man. So yeah, nice comfy tees, can't beat them.
Yeah, man. They've got an athletic fit without being restrictive. They got a lot of room for movement inside the middle section without looking baggy. Tons of colors. I'm rocking another V-neck. I love the V-necks, and your lady friends will love it. Just go ahead and grab yourself a pack of these t-shirts and get rid of those ill-fitting tees. Just get rid of them and go visit trueclassictees.com and go ahead and make an order today. They've got some specials going on. Check it out. All right. So, Rick, 100 episodes. It's really hard to believe. It really is. I just can't believe it.
Well, I can't believe it, but I can believe it, right? So
yeah.
Originally, when we kicked this thing off, here's a couple guys that really, you're the one that started this whole podcasting thing up, right? During the whole China
If I only
deal.
knew. If I only knew.
Oh,
man.
When he's, hey, man, what do you think about doing a podcast and keeping the brands alive and getting the word out there? I was like, yeah, sure. What do we know about podcasting? Nothing. Nothing. But, it kind of goes back to our mantra, right? Just 1% better each day. Those incremental improvements. And sure enough, we went from some janky stuff, which I think we're going to flash back in the archives and see. But
yeah, we still might have a little jank going on.
Well, things have gotten a lot better, right? But you got to think, very first episode, number 1, right? Old pre-jump. Here we are talking on the phone. Shoddy audio. It's just like, what are we doing? I don't know. Just have a conversation. And slowly but surely, we figure out within a short period there, I think 6 episodes, how to Zoom. We get the Zoom calls going, then we start going, hey, Zoom's not good enough. We want to go to StreamYard and push it out on all the different platforms. Okay, well, that's not good enough and not getting the best reach, off our Anchor. So we're going to go to Podbean. Yeah, so it's just all these incremental improvements. Oh, we got microphones. You got the recording gizmo for the audio. I mean, we're talking about bump the game with some cameras, and it's that constant trying to get better. Before it was just us, and we've been kind of doing the just us here recently, but we have a guest on, so it's, man, multifaceted. Then you got the offshoots of, oh, let's do Vantage Point by Kelley Defense and War HOGG Words of Wisdom. It's just like, this thing just keeps I guess morphing, for lack of better terms, into just this crazy beast. And dude, it's an awesome ride. So yeah, man, ready to fire up the archives and see where we're at.
Yeah, initially it was just audio. We started with the original platform, which was anchor.com or anchor.fm, I believe it was. And it was good for us at the time. It was simple to use. We were able to use your your cell phones.
Mm-hmm.
You could record right on the app. You could do a little bit of editing. You can add music and things like that. And it was, it kicked it all off pretty good for us because we were able to pump out content.
Mm-hmm.
We were doing shows pretty regularly. It wasn't hard to do. Didn't take up a whole lot of space and time like it does now. But with, like you said, with that, the ease comes a lesser production. And we realized that pretty quick.
Yep.
So we bumped it up to a better audio host and a better video host and a streaming service. So yeah, it's really evolved quite a bit. And I think the hook for me was probably the first episode that I'm going to show you. Once we figured out how to do these zooms and stuff, I think the first hook was this episode here and how much fun it could be.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, let's see, let's get it rolling.
All right.
I like the little fireflies. Now
Dude,
this is yeah, go ahead.
No, that's embers off the fire, man.
Yeah. Some of these clips we still use. Some of them are still.
No, they're quality stuff.
Yeah.
Flames. I mean, come on, dude. That's high end.
We're all about the free apps. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anything you can get for free.
Oh, here we go. Old Mike Green, inverted, upside down, trying to figure out the camera.
Got the safe in the back. Got your. Oh, listen to that shoddy audio. God, it sounds like we're talking out of a barrel.
Yeah, yeah.
The flag's not as powerful. I mean, that's a powerful flag. You know what I'm saying? That says America.
America.
For all you audio listeners, Mike Green's having a tough time with the camera angle. He's looking for the perfect angle.
Well,
and here's the thing: it wasn't like we just called Mike. He knew before.
Yeah, he had a good week notice that this was going to happen.
Yeah,
all things America.
Yeah,
boom.
Yeah,
couple of flags in the background. But hey, here's the good thing: at least we got you on. That's the key point at the end of the day.
I like it. I like it.
So
we'll make it work.
Oh yeah, you might make the viewers all seasick over.
Yeah,
dude, that was awesome. Just getting that episode started.
Yeah, he lost all positive control of his camera movement at that point.
This one train wreck, man. I'm sorry.
Oh man,
but
poor Mike.
Yeah, but I think this was a classic. How much fun we have in the show, man. Right? So
yeah, I think that was my hook when I thought, man, him spinning around in circles trying to figure out where he's going to place his camera and how he's going to sit and look cool was so him and such a cool moment that
Yep.
Man, I thought, man, this is a blast. Even if we don't get anybody to watch, it was a lot of fun.
But see, here's the thing: it's for the most part we don't really do any type of editing, right? It's raw, unscripted. Just roll with it. Here's poor Mike out there struggling with. You would have thought, hey, let me figure out where to put my camera beforehand or computer or whatever he was doing. Nope.
Yeah.
Let me bring this thing in classic SF fashion. Oh, I got it. It's like,
yeah, we're not afraid to look like idiots, and we're not afraid to let our friends be looking like idiots either. But the one time we had a general on there, and I thought for sure he was going to hack up a lung. We had to edit that out. The poor guy. I don't know what. I think a fly threw in his mouth or something. It was bad. We helped him out a little bit. Took that out. Yeah. So, yeah, Mike was a great guest, but I think this next episode that we're going to kind of go over for our 100th special, it was a powerful episode, but I think it demonstrates, how far we've come production wise, but also how important some of these things that we talk about really are, and how much they hit home, and how powerful and how relatable it can be, and that we can be, so that people enjoy what we're doing.
Sure.
So let's go ahead. This is episode in honor of our fallen. And I know it's tough, but let me go ahead and pause this real quick. This was like one of our first Zoom calls. So there's no nothing behind it, no effects, no editing. It's just a straight Zoom call. And we were talking about Joe Andres, your good friend, and I think it just turned out really nice. We were able to. It was on the back end of Memorial Day and Police Week, so it was a good opportunity to talk about some stuff that could very easily and will be very easily affecting anybody else besides
Mhm.
us.
Yeah.
Again, it's one of those things that we want to continue through you, through all the other soldiers that knew him, get those stories out.
Yeah. So really, when I talk about Joe, I don't so much focus on the actions that happened that night, because his actions saved a lot of guys. Big firefight that night, and Joe was kind of the lead going in. But really, I because people will forget that. But what I want to do is tell people about Joe, i.e. the Baghdad Christmas cake thief.
Mm.
So
Great story.
So back in the day, and it won't make sense here. And for the listeners, you won't catch it all. For the viewers, I got a little prop here. I'll show you here in a second. But basically, Little Debbie's cakes, Joe used to steal those. They were in the shape of a Christmas tree. He would only eat one, and then he would stick it somewhere in my kit or my bed or in my boot or who knows where. The thing was, I didn't know who was doing it. And really, I guess what makes this thing, I guess, so powerful and why it's such a important memory for me is I caught him just hours before going out the door. And unfortunately, he was killed, shortly thereafter. But I caught him getting ready to stick, a Christmas cake in my stuff. And I'm like, it's you. Mm-hmm. So at least what we do in the Hog House, and again, anywhere I've got a public forum that I can get the word out, I say this. Hey, you may not be a big cake fan, Little Debbie, whatever, but I said, buy it and do it in remembrance of Joe. So, I mean, if you take away this, remember the name Joe Andres, get you, especially at Christmas time, the Little Debbie cakes are out. Get one, Unfortunately, they're packaged one at a time, but I'll tell you this, my wife, God bless her soul, she ended up finding the red, white, and blue Little Debbies that are packaged to a box. And she bought them strictly because of Joe. She's like, hey, check these out. So, yep, she'll pull one out, eat one, and then I get the other. So it's just our little way that, we remember. And I get it. It's all right, guys. It's not going to kill you. I'm not a super big Little Debbie's fan, but it won't kill you to have one and just do it in remembrance of him. So that's kind of my story I try to pass on. And now that they're out for, I guess, 4th of July is their new thing. It helps keep that tradition going. If they've got something for Easter, maybe for the springtime, and I don't know what for the fall, hey man, we can get all 4 seasons where we're doing something remembering him. So
yeah, man, what a great story and what a great episode. Yeah. And a lot of response to that episode. We still get it. And I think we ran that this past Memorial Day, and we'll do it again this year. So this coming up.
And we'll continue to tell the stories. Joe's like my Achilles heel, right? And it's great to have a platform like this that I can sit there and kind of share his stories. And as many people, if we say their names, because, we just recently had a kind of catastrophic loss over there in Afghanistan, but if we say their names, they live forever. And the thing is, the reason why I say the Christmas cake story is, especially around Christmas time, people will send me texts, people will send me pictures of those crazy Christmas tree cakes and just go, thinking of Joe. It's like, thank you. So that's the other part of this platform. I mean, think about it, man. Global reach out there, letting people know Joe Andres. So, yeah.
And we will leave links to all these episodes that we're, highlighting. And there's plenty of other moments that we just aren't going to have time to do. But these are some of the ones that kind of stuck out to us that kind of set the hooks, throughout the year. And that's one thing about this show and trying to get better at it, trying to get support for the show, putting out good, solid content. It's a lot of work, and I can see why the average podcast doesn't last past 14 episodes.
Yeah.
And it's easy to give up, say, man, ain't nobody listening. I mean, we've 2, 7, and those are all our family members and friends, you know what I mean? Or guys, family members and friends that were on the show.
Yeah.
And, you just got to keep pushing forward and just have fun with it and see the value in it and see the value that it might provide for someone else and just keep moving forward.
Absolutely, man. And that's the whole thing, right? It's just, you stay after it.
Yeah.
Little by little. And, you'll watch the numbers go, and it's like anything else. You just can't quit.
Yeah.
So it's easy to quit. It's
Oh,
hard
yeah.
to work.
Yeah.
So
Our first official guest,
Mhm.
was our good friend, Marcus Torkelson.
Yep.
Inspirational guy.
Mhm.
Super, you talk about just a sweet, sweet soul, nice person. Everybody loves him. And he is a great supporter and fan of the show.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
he'll definitely put a licking on you too. Don't let his gentle
Yeah. So he is the only non-Israeli Krav Maga master.
yeah.
So I'll just let that, sit where it sits. But I got to add a little bit to this episode, right? So you got to think, first guest, I think had we done video beforehand, or was he the first one?
I think he's the first. Well, we had done like the in honor of our fallen was a video episode that we did, but he is our first guest.
Yeah.
Period. And he happened to be our first video guest.
Yep. So yeah, and then it was awesome. So
Yeah.
if you got the clip, man,
has to have
Yeah.
gone up some, I would think.
Or do you see more folks leaning towards the firearm side? Because Rick and I talk about it all the time, that it's a great idea to be able to shoot, handle a gun, and be able to carry, but it's also important to make sure that you can use your hands to get that separation.
Well, first, I'm hoping, let's just say I'm hoping that there will be more people who will see the benefit for my services on a capitalistic sort of view. Yes, I would love that. But from a
Shameless plugs.
standpoint,
Yeah.
and
Love 'em.
Rick and you both know better than anybody that if I can't engage something like distance, how am I supposed to get that tool?
Right.
And-
Right.
And then also, let's say, and I'm saying this only because I had a session earlier today with, now you've pulled your tool and you're ready to use it. And let's say your background is for shit and you cannot use it. And you have to utilize what was hot as a cold weapon. Can you utilize that tool as a cold weapon? Can you sit there and use something else as a secondary until the background is clear, or you literally have no choice? And
Mark, I got to kind of inject here, right? So just looking at the sets, right?
Oh my God.
Lighting's terrible.
Yeah, you can barely see me. What do I got back there? Is it like one picture of me and my paratrooper statue?
Yeah.
Dude, you know what? You throw that paratrooper statue in the photo, your immediately credibility goes way up.
Oh, 100%. But it's funny, right? So you just look at it, it's like, wow.
Yeah.
Lighting's all shoddy, Yeah.
Dude, you look a year older or younger there.
Because I was.
Yeah. That episode was great. He was, another thing I want to point out too is the high production value of the BDU top laying on the grass photo that I took with the flag patch.
Hey,
and cropped it all in there. Yeah, man.
Hey, but that's all right? Because we were sitting there learning as we go, figuring stuff out. And just made it happen.
Yeah, I especially like the big voids of any type of media pictures or any design in there. I didn't know how to use the software, so we pretty much were just left those big gaps in there. But yeah, man, that episode was great. He was like that the entire time. Super enthusiastic, sounded great. A lot of good stuff. Did a demo for us and was throwing his hands around. It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show, kids. Here we are again, Rick.
What's going on, Mark?
Oh,
Look at
man.
Dutch.
Doing well, pal. Hey, guys. Welcome to On the Range podcast, brought to you by Kelley Defense and War HOGG Tactical, where we discuss all things America. Got a great show for you today. Got a fantastic guest. So Rick's going to go ahead and introduce him and kick this bad boy off. Go ahead, Rick.
Yeah, buddy. So, hey, guys, we've got Chris Dutch Moyer. Chris is a 31-year U.S. Army Special Operations combat veteran. He is also a SOF K9 handler. So just an all-around solid dude. And let me tell you, Dutch, so for what, you're 55 now?
Don't shortchange me. I'm 56.
56. I'm sorry. My bad. 56,
No. Look, I'd rather be 55. If you give me a chance, I'll be 45. Just let me know.
But here's the deal. I say that because you're out there crushing it, brother. So inspiration for everybody out there, all of us in the 50s. So, you know, super proud to call you my friend. And guys, everybody, here's Dutch.
He looks like at any moment he's about ready to rip a phone book in half. You know what I mean?
Dutch, how you doing, pal?
I'm doing very well. You know, thanks to War HOGG Tactical, thanks to Kelley Defense. It's fun, right? You guys are all professionals. You know, I was listening to the intro. I was transported back to when I was a sergeant back in Germany in Mannheim. You know, it was
right?
It sounds like Europe or something. Wow, wow. It's very European German flair.
Yeah. I think he's poking a little bit of fun at us, but that's all right.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's all right, man. Check out our sets. You
Oh,
know?
dude, the evolution. I got some light on my face. You got some light on your face.
Yep.
You can see all the stuff that you have in that all we have in the backgrounds.
Yep. Starting to build it up there.
Yeah. Yeah. You see it. You see the camera angles changing. You know, you do a close up on the guest and.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man.
Dude, production value 100%. You know, ramping through the roof. So
what a great show he was. What a great guest, man.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, we rebroadcast his show and it was a huge hit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we had some issues with the reach. We didn't think we were quite getting it, so we decided to start rebroadcasting some of our favorite guests and the audience guests. And he crushed it with the viewership. Yeah, what a great dude, man.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
So Jack is a Navy SEAL.
Okay.
He's an author. His newest book, The Devil Hand, comes out April 13th. He is a podcaster. Just stepped into that realm. So don't forget to check out his podcast, Danger Close Podcast. He is a Fox News contributor. He is also the executive producer of The Terminal List. He is a Magnum PI fan, a scholar of history, a great American. Thank you, Jack, for your service, and welcome to On the Range Podcast.
Yes, brother. Thanks for being here, pal.
Thank you guys for having me on. I'm fired up. And the most important thing about all of that you just said was Magnum PI fan, obviously.
Oh, hey.
Dude.
Yeah.
You know, we'll definitely deep dive into that stuff. So
awesome.
A lot of people are probably Googling right now, who's Magnum PI? You know,
no, not anybody that listens to this. Nobody that listens to this is doing that. I know that.
Can you imagine being Tom Selleck during that time period? Oh my God.
The best.
Yes. Yeah, man.
Just the man. Yeah. I keep getting people that reach out and say, hey, get Tom Selleck to come on and be James Reese's dad in the series with some sort of
great idea
or something like that. So I'm working on it. I don't know if he can zip away, but we got some a list of some pretty cool people that for that possible role. So we'll see.
What a great guest, man.
Yeah.
That dialed in now with all the the graphics and all that, figuring out the system to be as effective and efficient as possible with everybody's time. So and how I feel about all that is that people with the books, whether they're reading it or it's the audiobook they're listening to, that they've trusted me with their time. Most valuable commodity. And same thing with social media posts. Like they've trusted me enough to follow me on these different platforms. They've trusted me enough to take the time to sign up for my newsletter. So I take that very seriously. And I don't just like repost a funny meme or whatever else. I put thought into these posts because I want to offer something of value to those who have trusted me with that time. So
now I know that's an important point for you, and you have kept that sentiment going for the podcast in general.
Yeah, that was a huge point. So everyone's got these kind of aha moments in life. And to me, that was a huge one that really just kind of slapped me in the face. And I'm like, whether it's my post, whether it's, the podcast, whatever, people are entrusting you with their number one most precious commodity, their time. So it doesn't matter whether you're a gazillionaire or whether you're dirt poor. We're all equal as far as time goes. And that's really been a critical part. Now with me, yes, I'm still going to do my Monday Funny videos because you know what? People love them and they chuckle, right? So life isn't all about being serious. You got to laugh. And I just want to kick off Monday. I got it. People going to start their work week. Hey man, start it with a chuckle. That's been our staple. We'll continue to keep it. But no, that time piece really resonated with me and still does to this day. And it always will, as far as this show goes, as far as whatever I'm doing. And trust us with your time. Thank you very much for giving us your most precious commodity. And, really thanks for the support for the viewers, listeners out there. I mean, they're the ones that make this show successful. So,
and what a great point that Jack had made. It just drives home the fact that we've been privileged to have some really good guests. There's a lot of great people out there, and learning something from them whenever they take their time to come on our show. You know, we just can't thank guys like Jack and Marcus and Dutch for just giving us their time to come on the show and learning a lot from these guys. It's just been amazing. And what a great point that Jack made. And like you said, very impactful, very impactful.
100%.
Yeah. All right. This is the last, but certainly not least. Oh boy. Yeah, what a great guest Jack was, and all of them have been great. But the absolute fan favorite of not just this podcast, but a lot of different podcasts, and he's made his rounds. He doesn't go on a ton, but he does, and he graced the On the Range podcast.
Yeah,
the audio was very early in the evolution of the show, and the audio is hideous, but what came through and what we ended up with, finished product, even though the production wasn't great, was just unbelievable. And oddly enough, not the way I thought the conversation was going to go. And we learned a couple of things from this guest as well. Why don't you go ahead and let the cat out of the bag, as they say.
Yeah, man. So really, when we brought Pat Mack on, again, we were trying to figure out this whole podcasting thing, right? So everyone's got these agendas or questions or kind of, hey, here's the thing that we're going to talk about. So again, having that relationship with Pat, we're sitting there BSing beforehand, and we're kind of burning some good content. And I think it was Pat goes, hey man, you going to hit that record button or what? And I mean, we start, I think mid sentence, you hit it and we started rolling with it. But the point being, after that, that was like another aha moment. That was a huge one, because in that case, that was our, I think that was episode 11. I think he was our third guest. And that was a whole turning point where there is no agenda, where we totally switch gears and, hey, this show is about the guest. We'll figure out the questions as the conversation goes. The guests will drive it wherever they want. But that was really it with Pat. And man, why don't you just kick off how this thing just intros, how we start this thing. There's no intro to Pat. There's no nothing. We're just talking. And I think what you don't see is him saying, hit the record button. So let's play it and see what happens.
What a great piece of advice that was, man.
Awesome.
I love those pictures, man. That never gets old, man. We need to bring that explosion back.
We do.
It's all good fodder.
All right, we're recording.
So I tell people I jam. I don't necessarily play. So to the novice ear, they might think, damn, Pat Mack could freaking play his ass off on the guitar, where I'm just faking it. You know, a lot of power chords, a lot of heavy ripped and heavy pop, like that, and I make up a lot of my own.
But here's the beauty with the Pat episode, right? Man, I don't know what we were talking about beforehand, but you saw it. There was no intro. There was no nothing.
No.
We were talking about music, or maybe our intro before, whatever the case may be. It was like, just press the record and go. And dude, that was
hey man, you recording this?
Yeah.
Like, no, hit that record button.
That's it, man.
It was such good fodder.
Yeah. I mean, it was just so awesome, having Pat on, and then it was just boom, run with it.
Yeah.
Trying to navigate. Hey, ask some questions. Do this. You know what? Just the conversation is going to go.
Yeah.
Guys that come on, you're going to conversate. We wound up, I think, in that episode finding out, Pat's looking for a new muscle car. And it was just, dude, it was a great episode, and it's always good just to have Pat on there. His little pearls of wisdom and stuff. But that was a huge pivotal point.
Yeah.
Where we really just took it to, it's the guest episode. It's not ours.
I would tell my buddies, like, hey man, Pat Mack's going to be on the show. They're like, what? First of all, I didn't know you had a show. Second of all, Pat Mack? I was like, well, Rick does.
Yeah.
And what'd you guys talk about? Oh, we talked about birds.
Yeah.
What? You didn't talk about like special operations and gunslinging? I said, no.
Nope.
No.
But think about it, right? Here's the crazy part. The guest is going to talk about what the guests want. And I think Jack was a prime example.
Yeah.
Jack was one of these that, hey man, yeah, he's doing the Devil's Hand was getting ready to release. He didn't want to talk about that. He wanted to talk
Yeah.
about the terminal list and being on set. And it's like, so why have this muddy agenda, for lack of better terms? Hey man, what do you want to talk about? Cool, let's run with
Yeah.
it. And at that point, that the Pat Mack episode, that was, I think, a key pivotal part for us, where now all of a sudden it's the guest show. So whatever
Yeah.
they want to talk about, go ahead, run it.
Yeah, we would send a list of questions and go back
Mhm.
and forth emails, and Pat's like, dude, why are you doing that?
Yeah.
Why are you guys doing that? He's like,
Well,
no, we just talk, man.
that's
And
it.
man,
That-
and he really changed our, if we even call that we have a format, just changed the whole way that we have conversations. And to be honest, the response from the guests, they say, dude, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Every time I get on here, I want to, like, if we have a guy that's a host of a ghost show, Steve
Mhm.
DeShavi, what a great guest he was. He was
Mhm.
usually, I'm talking about ghost stuff.
Yeah.
We didn't talk nothing about ghost stuff. We talked
Nope.
about his new house he's working on, his boat.
Yep.
That's the kind of stuff he wanted to talk to. We had a blast. Talked
Yeah.
about his brother and his uncle who were veterans and stuff like
Mhm.
that. And,
Yep.
Just things like those conversations that they want to have. They want to talk about other people than themselves sometimes,
Sure.
or other interest in what they're known for. And
Yeah.
that's what we allow them to do if they want to. And most of them do.
Dude, I think everyone has, we haven't really tried to get anybody and go, hey man, have an agenda or whatever. That Pat Mack episode was so huge. That was I think the pivotal point, so you got a couple pivotal points. But that was one. Hey, agenda's out the window. It's all about the guest and what they want to talk about.
Yeah.
Obviously with Jack, the time, that was just a huge slap in the face for me, which was like perfect. I'm like, got it, man. Makes
Yeah.
perfect 100% sense. But yeah, I mean, we've dabbled in so much. We've tried different things, and really I think we're at a point now where we've got the thing dialed in. Doesn't mean we're not going to stop improving, growing, doing whatever, because there's always opportunity for growth in there. But man, it has been a fantastic ride, brother. And I tell you, 100 episodes, when you kind of look back, man, it's almost like a blink of an eye. I mean,
Yeah.
happened fairly quick. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. My big takeaway from 100 episodes is very similar to yours, that there's a lot of nice people out there, and
Mhm.
we have an opportunity to showcase what they're doing.
Yep.
And, Pat and CJ and Dutch and Marcus and Ken Stretz and all these guys are just solid people doing awesome stuff, great companies. That's been great, getting those names out there and talking to these people, and how gracious and people would ask, how'd you get Jack Carr? We asked.
Yeah.
We asked, and he
That
said
that
yes.
yeah. That
Yeah.
and I think that's kind of the thing to life, right? Is you just ask.
Mhm.
Or even like, we had Tim Kennedy on, and people are like,
Mhm.
how'd you get Tim? Hey Tim, you want to be on the show? Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Mhm.
So hopefully people are understanding, hey man, we're just a couple guys, right? Blessed and fortunate to have some opportunities in life, know some people, but again, it doesn't hurt to reach out to other people and go, hey man, you want to be on the show? Yeah, sure.
Mhm.
Hey, you want to do this? Yeah. And really just evolve, and how is it just making things better? And I think we're rolling there. Hey, we've got some tricks up the sleeve, and let the cat's out of the bag. You guys will have to stay tuned for what we've got going on. But yeah, man, I think we got some exciting stuff rolling on. I'll tell you this, man. I'll be excited to see the 200th episode.
Yeah.
What that crazy recap looks like.
Yeah.
Who knows? Man?
Probably nothing like this episode looks like.
No.
Probably not. Probably
Nope.
completely different.
Yeah.
But well, buddy, it's been an absolute joy. You and I have been friends for a long time, and
Mhm.
this is by far one of the best things that's happened to me in a long time, being able to create this show with you and this businesses. It's just been a blast, and I'm really, really happy that you and I are doing this together, and I'm having a lot of fun. And like you said, I imagine the next 99 episodes are going to be just
Man.
another blink of an eye, and hopefully
Yeah.
we'll still be doing it and having some other
yeah.
great people on the show.
We'll be out there crushing it, man. It's gonna be good. Yeah.
It's been a lot of fun.
That's it.
Well, guys, thank you for joining us. Thank you for making us part of your day and joining us on this 100th episode special. We hope you liked the flashbacks. If you haven't seen those episodes, and Rick and I have talked about it, we're going to start launching out the very first audio show. There's no video component to it. We're going to launch that bad boy out and let you guys listen to it. And yeah.
No, it's good.
Yeah, take it in and enjoy. So, Rick, 100. Looking forward to the next 100. Thanks for being here, pal.
Thank you, buddy.
All right. See you, buddy. Thanks, everybody.